Hello my loves, it's Monica, and today I'm so excited because I have an amazing announcement for you all, and that is that Koreadathon is back. So if you're unfamiliar with Koreadathon, it is a readathon that myself and my friend Chloe host, and it is a week-long readathon and celebration of Korean culture and stories in general. And it's an event that we've done for a few years. We had to take a little bit of a break from it last year, but am so excited to bring it back this year. This is an event that really means a lot to me. Both Chloe and I are Korean, and uplifting Korean stories is something that we're really passionate about. And so being able to do that and have this really cool community event is something that just every year that we do it makes me so happy. And yeah, I love this event, and I'm so excited to have it kick off and begin again. So the readathon itself is going to be taking place from March 7th to the 13th, so a week long, and I'm personally planning on vlogging the week. I might do daily vlogs like on TikTok or Instagram, but I will for sure be doing a week-long vlog here on YouTube, which I'm really excited for. And we're hopefully going to have some cool live shows around the event too, and we'll have more info on all of that on our social media accounts, so you can follow us on Twitter at koreadathon, and then of course Chloe and I will also be posting on our various social media platforms, so I'll be sure to link all of her stuff and of course all of my stuff down below. And you can also join our Discord, and I feel like the Discord is going to be a game changer this year, because one of the things that I've always wanted to do is have a better resource for you all who are looking for book recommendations or just want to discuss what you're reading and what you're doing during the week. So really excited to have a community place for that in the Discord, so I will also have a link to that in the description box below so you can join. Of course, we also have some reading challenges. Now these are all optional, so feel free to pick and choose the challenges that work for you, or if you want to do them all, feel free to do them all. And you can also definitely combine challenges, which is something that I am doing, so I'll show you an example of that in a second. So the first challenge is to read the group book, and this is the book that everyone who is participating in Koreadathon, or everyone who wants to, can read, and we'll all discuss it. And that is Winter in Sokcho, and this is by Elisa Chua du Sapin, and this was originally published in French and translated into English, and it's a little short book, but first of all, I mean, it's absolutely stunning. I love this cover so much, and it also just sounds stunning, like the story itself. We're following a young French-Korean woman who runs a guest house at the border of North and South Korea, and this French graphic novelist arrives and he wants her to give her a glimpse into like authentic Korea. But yeah, I think this one is really exploring a lot of the ways in which like people from Western backgrounds tend to exoticize or fetishize Asian people, and especially for me, like having lived in France and also experienced that like particular culture around the treatment of Asian people, like it's definitely a different experience being Asian in France than anywhere else in the world. And so I'm really intrigued to read about that from an author who has also lived that experience. I think that'll be really fascinating. So yeah, very excited for this one. The next challenge is to read a book that's been translated from Korean, and for this I am going to be reading Grass, and this is a graphic novel. This also checks off another challenge, which is to read a manhwa graphic novel or webtoon. Obviously the goal is to read a Korean one, or one written by a Korean author, so keep that in mind, but there are so many out there, and I've had this book specifically on my shelf for so long. It is a graphic novel that tells the story of comfort women, and if you're unfamiliar with that term, basically during the Japanese occupation of Korea, Korean women were abducted and forced, basically assaulted repeatedly by men in the military, and it is a horrific thing that has occurred in our history, and it's something that I think is really important to remember and keep discussing, and to not let sort of fade into the past. So yeah, I think sharing and uplifting stories like this is really important, and I've heard that this is stunning and an absolutely amazing graphic novel, so I've been keen to read it for quite a while. And then the next challenge is to read a historical fiction novel, and for this I'm hoping to read The Red Palace by June Her. Y'all know I love June Her. This one takes place during the Joseon era in Korea, and we specifically follow, or we're in the world of the royals in this, which I'm so excited for. So basically all of June Her's books so far have been mystery novels, and they're such good like like mystery thriller novels set in Korea during the Chosun era. In this one specifically, we follow an illegitimate daughter who is trying to basically do her best in order to like earn her father's attention or honor, but then she ends up getting thrust into the world of court politics when suddenly 4 women are murdered in the same night. And so then she helps out with the investigation. And so yeah, very intrigued for this one. We love some court drama, we love historical fiction, and I think this one maybe has a little bit of romance, which is rare. That is different for Junho. Her last 2 books basically had no romance, so I'm also intrigued for that. The next challenge is to win an award-winning Korean novel, and actually the group book, Winter in Sokcho, would work for this because it was a National Book Award finalist, and then it also won the Grand Prix Award. I forget the exact name, but it did win an award. So if you want to use this to check out that challenge, there you go. However, for me, I am hoping to also read When You Trap a Tiger by Tae Keller, and this one is a middle grade novel. We follow Lily, who is moving in with her Harmony, with her family, and her Harmony is ill and they're moving in to help take care of her. And over the course of the story, her Harmony tells her these stories based in Korean mythology, and every time I talk about this book I want to start crying. So I'm nervous for what the actual reading experience is going to be because y'all, I'm a crier. Things destroy me very easily, so I feel like this is also going to do that. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this one just sounds stunning, looks stunning, and I love the topic itself. The next challenge is to read a book recommended by a Korean celebrity, and now you can decide to define celebrity however you see fit. Like for example, if there's a Korean celebrity acting in a film based off of a book, you know, you could read that book. If you have a favorite K-pop idol, you can Google their name and books, and usually someone will have made a list of books that they've been seen with. Or if there's a Korean author who you love, you could check out their recommended books. So, you know, you don't have to it doesn't have to be like BTS in order for this to count, although that is the option that I went with. So a while back, Namjoon from BTS quoted a poem from this collection, Sun, Wind, and Stars by Yeon Donju, and I've been and I'm really keen to read it. I haven't really read much poetry in a really long time, so that was one of the main reasons that I really wanted to read this one. I did originally want to read a book recommended by someone who wasn't in BTS, just because, nothing wrong with that, but just because I read so many books because of that, and so I was like, I really wanted to branch out, but this just sounded so good, and I've been really keen to read more poetry. Wow, words. I'm also really intrigued for this one because the author was born and raised in northern Manchuria during the colonial period of Korea. And so this was published posthumously. Is that how you say that word? And then the final challenge is to read a book featuring a Korean diaspora character. And I am repeating one of my selections and using When You Trap a Tiger for this one also, because I believe this family is Korean American. So that works for this challenge. So yeah, this is my TBR for the week. I have 2 other books here that I really did want to read that week, which are Love in the Big City and Feast of a Little Land. But I think I'm just going to read these now because I really want to read them. And I don't think I can read more than what I have planned out in a week anyways. Like, this will probably be a challenge for me, but I'm really excited for the challenge regardless. So yeah, these are the books, and I'll be sure to have all the challenges in my description box because I know that it was a little chaotic probably listening to me go through all of that and talk about my picks. Now, on top of reading challenges, we also have 3 sort of life or culture challenges that we are setting for y'all, which I think just make the readathon itself a lot more interactive and fun, and I always love seeing what you guys end up putting together for these. So the first challenge is to cook a Korean meal or dish, and this can really be anything you want it to be. It could be a full dinner, or it could be, you know, one banchan or side dish. It doesn't have to be anything super complex. I would really recommend checking out Mangchi here on YouTube. She has a billion recipes and is great if you are looking for recipes and you've never cooked Korean food before. before, or if you want something more simple, honestly, TikTok has so many amazing recommendations and like hacks and recipes that are like super basic. So I highly recommend checking that out and just like doing some searching on there. And obviously the Discord is another great place for if you need book recs or food recs or whatever. The next challenge is to watch a Korean film or show or some sort of visual media in general. And yeah, again, this is really open for interpretation and your personal taste. And it doesn't have to be a piece of media that came from Korea. It could be something that like Minari that was that just features Korean characters prominently. So feel free to pick something that really works with what you're interested in watching. For me, I'm probably gonna watch a Korean drama. I haven't decided which one yet, so I have to make that decision soon. But you'll see which one I end up choosing in my reading vlog. And then the last challenge is to support a Korean creator. And this could really look like a variety of things. You don't have to buy anything in order for this to, be accomplished. It could be anything as small as just sharing out a favorite Korean content creator that you love a lot, or hyping up or creating a playlist of some of your favorite Korean songs and having that be publicly available, or buying a Korean book that you're excited to read if you did want to go that route. And again, anything in between. So yeah, very much so up for interpretation. We wanted to keep these pretty loose so you can do what you're most comfortable with and what works in your life. But yeah, I'm so excited for just all of these and to see everyone participate. It's been amazing seeing just people get excited for this event already. And yeah, I'm just so honored to be hosting this again and to be sharing this experience with all of you. I'd love to hear from you all. If you are participating in Koreadathon, what books are you going to be reading? And if you make a video or any sort of content around Koreadathon, be sure to tag me either over on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or wherever you're posting, because I'd love to check it out. But yeah, I'm so excited, and I hope you all are too. And yeah, thank you all so much, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!